Mama na wasasa wa twan ya me yakwa Adekye Nsroma no anigu so a wo show be pie mu abefo 10 times to UTV Ghana. Yes, streaming live or Sasono channel 360 on DSTV so eno nso ye wo ho no ye ba be di Ghana ho nkomo. Ghana yiye yo ne Ghana mpuntu intina sabri. Yes nkonya mpemfo aba. Na hye ne so senkomo boyi koso so betimi de wadwenkyere aba. UTV Ghana eni di moya ma okasa ho nte. Se de be ya metimi akenkan e di amawo. Mame fa seda kese Emma Awufa. Awufa daroma en wesisi me hona poso hema joy bu agye na etai awufa chintie nei opa hemfo niema ahemfo kente wo mu chinye nkonya ene na henema eniema bia eya fama ye wo me hu nyina bia bomoden na bedan eya awufa obepi mo despite media ya bon sign form hono man awufa wo bi se obi obetro fra awufa 0204366774 0204366774 eno ene awufa ne number ena asema de pono so yebedi ho nkomo forest must drive economic transformation lands minister declares at 3-4 life initiative launch so and a big push prioritizes local contractors 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive road minister and so somebody atuja IEA Chamber of Commerce and Industry back EMP da mine acquisition. So mpefo abeka say honorable Sami Ewuku AMP ma omanfo mo Akuapem North honorable Hasi Sasona Dr. Frank Entry senior lecturer of Pentecost University na yehwe ni mo say honorable David T. Devon D MP omanfo mo chief watimokwa enso beba beka yen sampen for mo atimomatnase. Ne be aboko there. Boko. Mama say very honorable honomo. Yenuanu muzamifo edo makomtene ebewiye. Utimi no mpesu asofo di ye.
No kwe. Ne di kan mama ncha we omomo hwe we fidie so. Na mema yenuanu muzamifo Baraka de Sala. Na in fact we call the Holy Book of Quran chapter 2 I think 182 183. Was a send ye share come to mom no mo di wanim kan no sana mo so no ye share come to mam until when they go through that 30 days of fasting na eti omo mom ben omo nyankopon so na omo wie ni so a e wo se omo hye safa sana be yom be mom ho afisha pa eni ayiko me mpesa for so no me nyi omo mfi agronim me ese me catch room na de mo ma fisha pa ne Baraka de Sala no me ne muzremi fo e wo so di no kama okay me person for so de omo ho ye omo so chamo any UTV penifo na
okay ye cho mo so pa doc
aram
so de unye muzemi baby wo potem baby area what say
yes say me adwuma me no students
yeah
it cut across.
They be very one mana.
The Benam the one for me.
Rice.
Yes, and yeah, my woman no Ed Mubarak. Me gidi say one of the moment omunina no obonu beka say omo prioritize pa omo shemu kena obi ade no ho shem me gidi say or my country no so no kware because a country no wo ya say wan kasa wo discipline ho na wotimi ye se ne ya hyehyɛ to ho no enye se bia otu ani hwɛ ha na ono abon hwɛ nti na wa de wakodi banku kakra da bi ntimi gidi so mo nyina no e de opepa na ye nti ye se nyame se on hwɛ so na on hyɛ mo nyina afi me chia abisianfo nyina yekanka ne me maame abnajamfa wodansoma me wafanom titi agye ne ayim omonso ewo adjuso mantemo baabi
okay
me chia Pentecost University for so ene adwumayfo nyina
okay omunyina agye wo so no butia wo asembi ho no pese otifi wansa na ere koy
oh prof cancer channel maame abnajamfo na mesre sanse I say
okay wasem
me ni na wo emse maame ba ko me se maame de abnajamfo
wow
oh
yes
ene mo maame ni mi o
I tell you
inti ena the MPP National Women Organizer market so the abnajamfo
oh wow
and then interestingly abna me my first girl, my daughter, and also na in the birthday, in the 11th birthday, and also the Abuna Jemfo.
Oh, I see.
Tell me say Abuna Jemfo, the back of heaven. And say Anya because someone did that. I for the day Abuna Jemfo,
Wow.
And today, my happy birthday to my little girl. She turns 11 today.
Wow.
Joanna, another Joanna, Abuna Jemfo.
Oh, okay.
And man, happy birthday.
I see. Nice.
I'm saying, I met here for you.
Okay.
I'm also the check and says to their fee. The flag bearer of the new patriotic party, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, so the Amagana for, was also Manino and Muslim for, so Baraka de Sala and a happy Eid. Or Aquento Mokaka, or Kwakudi Juma Bisos, or UK about this. Now, what you are, Bekwako Kasa or London School of Economics. For how it be so about for a few years or so, at the Aboa in economic recovery, restoration, Honiama. Inti, Dr. Baumia, also Chiagana for na Medasi.
Okay, men so Medasi na yen shasi in free a big push. Na ne road minister Eddie Ababe to just say sa big pushy any swadi hunu kesiye pa ne se nei ye beboa ama Ghana contractors omunyuma etimi akwa enimu enti enkonko ba se ye kukuru sika ne de akwakoma obi ofri onfri oman mu na oye adwuma ne wi na sika ne free ha sei na si adwuma poten so a ebetimi ebe generate 490,000 jobs and a target say ebetimi create na all can one can say keke say adwuma no say be fa Ghana ni contractor na be ye no ye be hwe nipa no ne track records de waye bi pen enye se bi obi a wo ye ya anye ya na se bi oba beji o man sika no wase ne kwa nti obi a obetimi ayama ho ate na waye ama na yeye nti de waye bi pen no wo mo ene wo mo hwe ni mo se wo mo so wo mo bema wo mo aye na eye contract wo kire mu se 50 projects ena wo mo 47 procured through single source so ena 7 through restricted na bind dada no na ewo 23 dada nti wo ba ye no wo de ahye big push no ase ni nyina ka ho ade mu eda ho fan omo ye nso so a omo ni beko ho yie pa se de be ya na bandada ne de ne kompo de o si bi nkomo wo site a omo ye adwuma ne kompo dada na obi bisa na ne kwan ye omo ya na ye ndigina na asen tutu na che so minus aboka o se de bi we say no be make sure say e benya value for money ye de sika na ma wo de ba ye na ma chire so a ye hwe hu se wo ye aye ni yie ama na acha so enye se ye de ma wa na sapete wo de apete so keke na be bia me interest ewo pa na me pese ye kasa nyina so ye behwe eye adwuma ebe create si ye ka ne sei na bia ya no ye se we create 490,000 jobs afi obi komu no na enye ne sa na kwan be so se minister aka de na de na be kire se indeed a create sa jobs no amomanfo so enya se adwuma no de aye na ye kasa ya na honorable Vondi and so ababeka yensa omanfo mo chifu atimokwa emo emase bedwani ene wo hase onobo mo achemu akwaba
meje so ene o dressing here
no onne na nanu mo kokasa
yes
we put me ba bisa o
no ya Vondi
so me ba bisa
obeka senka obehye bi ehia me no ogwa bisa mo
someone no yantumo so aba mo betima hyebi dia fezi na nanu ye kwese bi fezi na nanu mo na je Vondi me ne ono ya challenge na nanu
to ma hini o
Medase. Honorable Medase pa. Nano so share me do. Thank you so much.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Pacho mama mo simana tifu asana ya shase. Ba won chie bia.
Mama nchia woni anya bra etie yen. Nchia twefo atimo kwaman. Eja wo na me abetra. Nchia nananom ani DC. Council of States. When you say Central Region, you're Council of States member no? Of Free Ho.
Oh, okay.
Chairman Hakim Ade.
Okay.
On the Council of States for Central Region. It's a main channel. Member of friend of confidence. Michia no so na michia obi biara michira me yere nso anope na ade nkwala no gidi kra ba ku school no person obeko
okay
entina
what it mommy on
what it no ba michia no ya ade oba no ho fe no adwene pa enti na menhira no e de osofie no na em fe na menhira no bebre
amen
menhira menua no mu a no bra ukudi eja eno we fi ho kekemu sa
what's your day
kekemu sa
eza
we fi ho ba menhira
ozo be bowura mu seat na mu ni de sere seat e bia no
so bowura e die
and the mu so bowura
all play off
all play off
bia de ni seat me de ni seat bia de ni seat eso ye wadwuma yi
ase wato
yo eso faso
na parliamentary seat there. Yeah. Seriously, in fact, the way I Ghana for about no corner, there's no safe seat anywhere.
Okay, I see.
This is how you do. Why you do me here? As on
betul. Okay.
But your boy home modern. See between you me. That's it.
Okay, me so be that's pa. It's me say if you no boy ku ho no say the match big push prioritizes local contractors 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive. Road Minister.
Okay. Me that's it, mami. Near kind no. I bind the idea we better any more parliament. So this year no, or more here him say under jobs creation, it be big push on naba. Let me be very honest with you. So Omoka said they were going to create over 800,000 jobs through the roads construction and big push. Half of it here 500,000. Almost 490 BBR okay, a road minister can. And I'm say within the construction the road we are going to create jobs. You see, my buying fire junior go. Ninti Amekasa and say, are these real jobs, permanent jobs, temporary jobs, casual jobs, another? Say ye kwako ye kwan. Let me state, say, Adebia Bema Ghana mebwenye juma yen mefuaso. But sustainable jobs is what we need to be looking at. Say, because once you me call Ankre Bakoba, now they are taking one, you say a part of the 490,000. Oh, for annual we be see her mama. No, I take it away the second one I will create here. I'll have a problem with it. If road construction normally natural within a year, 2 years, if the resources no while, no more year on myself, 2 years, 3 years. Abaya sujitum say the targeted you say targeted meaning inside the ashas. Already the first quarter is gone. I feel Abaya so sign contract ni be. Ama contractors they go through the processes near there. So me person the roads minister should be clear at which of the phases and are these 490,000 jobs going to be created. Is it the sort cutting, the layout, and as you movie tracks across sites? Man vague now cast 490,000 jobs targeted. Is it for the road construction then I hear for this year and answer for the next 2-3 years no roads now in and work boom and now you are creating 490,000 jobs. I think it's important that we get clarity as far as this is concerned. But Janice has a bind so we are targeted to create 490,000 jobs. I say you are making a political statement. It cannot be measured. And prof more say academics now. They want to subject it to verifiable figures. They can verify, say, offer this rule from here to here. I'm not saying that temporary jobs won't here. But don't give the impression that 490,000 jobs now will create are sustainable and permanent jobs. So now what is a creative 490,000 jobs? Which of the categories? And I'll find himself in. Some definitely will be engineers, but how many engineers are contracted? About these, not many. How many surveyors are you even picking? And it's hard, man. You say big ones, the film. You won't get even more than 100. You won't get more than that. Now the menial ones, na ye koswens you ye koswam anuya ye shegu ha ye the wheelbarrow kono. And they forming the bulk majority of it. In such a ebi mo ho mo ko school ebi mo mo anko school but what Ghana mebu no ehwehwe abena ene say boss na ye share under 24-hour economy ye can say we be adwuma from A to this to that to that no yes sustainable no eno na dodo na ehwe nim nyeza consequence yo mame ko hwe eyigo ha no eno ko be o de ani na abom na part of the 490,000 jobs then we are still not going far in terms of job creation. Sabi obi answer kona no a ope. But how long will it last? No na emebu no pese omo. So I know you one issue that me pese me raise you on it. First of all, the intention to create jobs is laudable. And they me bo abayamba so. So na previous every road construction had taken people. It's new under this government. Saso na new under Kufuor, under Kufuor, under Rawlings. Ube ye kwan bia wo fenipa because wo alone you cannot do the work. However, no me person who the more real jobs near there.
Okay, honorable
permanent jobs near there.
Because wo be ye kwan bia wo fenipa no.
Yes.
Usually I na ye hu wo se bi one my constructing roader. Wo should be a Chinese for enenemu no mo na bi omo eye adwuma no. But here's the case you know the focus no Ghana.
Momo fa wadwi ni agro. Momo fa wadwi ni agro. Vondi ne nkofo momo fa wadwi.
Oh how?
First of all, the audacious policy say you bema local contractors, big ticket contracts and the construction work, they don't start under Mahama. The Tema Accra motorway expansion and the Kufuor, which was started, was given to a Ghanaian contractor. The Adenta Dodowa Road, another big ticket construction, was also given to a local contractor. The Kaswa Winneba Road, another big ticket contract, was given to a Ghanaian contractor. Because Adekye Nsroma here to give confidence to the local contractors to be able to compete favorably. It's not new, but I'm happy. So the government is even building upon it. But the impression should not be created. So it started with them. And I give you an interesting thing. The roads minister conceded, said there were 40 billion cedis arrears in terms of road contracts at Adekye. Meaning that many of these road contracts started before this government. So the two arrears, that means it started before you. Okay. And some of these, falls under Niamosumo Babe. If you answer, can say some, maybe we are bandadano and a share here. However, one thing to that must also be clearly stated is that Aban ways so by some of the bypass and access road, offer to say Accra Kumasi Kwanya, it gets choked because bypass now, yeah, Abanda no fear, see, na yes, our Kwanya. Omo buy na a stall into my traffic to me, Jena, Sakwans, and some of these bypass were 90% complete, but they had to halt them. So, audit, say it took us over a year. I want to re-emphasize, say, giving big ticket contract to Ghanaian road contractors did not start under Mahama. And I've given you examples. I say, Accra, a friend is saying, Adenta Dodowa Road is a big one. Kaswa Winneba is a big one. Ofa Tema motorway expansion, you see that work ekwaso nyade ketwa. Nti mame, Ghana man ya momo forward in agro. Say abai eyebi atwa so that's why I believe government is in continuum. Nti it won't start and stop with them. You give credit to almost omo fee here. Now almost one baby eyebi atwa so. But opese na ye fair in assessing it. You bring out the figures and the data. I've also questioned government says 490,000 jobs. No? Let's be clear where these 490,000 jobs will fall. At which stages of the project? Is it from beginning, midway, end, shortcutting? Send a bear or more bano. See, if a plumbers are when say number, Miss Mehoney, 8 months, 1 year, man, a meal. It be a far more year breaks, concrete. These are the kind of 490,000 jobs targeted. It's the same political football.
Okay, yo, Doc, Mami Broso.
Yes, Mama, me charity for national phobia. The intention, and I say, Adria Abano Afano, Adrimpa. na in fact oko national discourse no bibia na baby I hear say at least even a good day to any ade nyina no e benya local content aspect on say ya na dodo na akwa say ye the contract no ma amanone for China for ne ade a enyuma na kakra bi e na ebeba yensem o de no to nchen a afi wo musika wo nya nyina no profit in particular wo nyina no be there wo de be come back to wo krom enti say aban bia ba so na say o ye say okay me no mebo modern say nia me de ba ma local companies mesum na mashemu kena na say no kwan so ano ono abokasa na o ye say aban atwam nyina no ebo modern say be improve upon local content. That is also in order. Now the emphasis change so say, say a contract na de be mano. E mu ade yo pa men many be di akira na say me bomodin and say me bompa say Ghana nyina ye be hwemu ni say ye de be ma obi a ono no or competent. Know what the needed resources. Na obetimi dey adwuma within a certain time frame ye de be ma wo. Once a boy awarding the contract, na ya na nhwehwe ni mu no ya dey adoso. Obi o kwa na bia he or she is not fit for purpose and the company is not fit for purpose. Baba na bia nam se bia obi pese o de ma obi ni ade ntino ye scrutinize ni ye. E ho na pese hwe ni ye. We need value for money. Say bia contract bia say dey ma foreigner, say dey ma a local company. Value for money must be assured. Ye dey ma ye ni ayenkofo yi no. Yenka so we dey o ye local person intino yemfama na trasa there be ehwemu bia say ye background checks excuse me so bo ha o management ototo papa so in fact there are evidence or records bo ha o management na say obeye pa na ayimu no nya de obeye sankofu nyina no ni kwan say gina bia party or joining ni baby a obo ni bo ekone ade and I say ordinary in terms of scanning adeno near the amano. It's a honor they say honorable governor or say honor by pa because you can see the ma yes between the ama hundreds of them but quality no and also send the city or more between a kwana a bit meet the world standard. I be a foreign company being by obey the obey a honor a hum pa and about job creation and so unfortunately yeah na Ghana no your data seven form. We did have some work from it over here, you are creating 1 million jobs, but there is no clear evidence. I bet we do say so as soon as you maintain your count more, you 500 or 500 1 million. It's a honor so there may bumpire say going forward. In fact, I said in the next actual 5 to 10 years no, you tell national data no, I think it's GSS for more than these days. Omo tonko so no mu kwofo omo adwuma omo ni adwuma na de ka on employment na enye so obi a oka omanga na ho there so oka on employment ye pe obi a ono no ewo nimde ne aka de a ode pa adwuma na enso onye de onya no ye within the working bracket na enso onya apart from that obi ho adwuma na open no just for few months now or they are scaling up to another level. Ije hono say maybe at least or no be construction works there 2-3 months obetima gadeske bi ebi opeso ko school ni ade ije no so betima advantage to the ordinary Ghanaian nti hono we need to also appreciate the fact that anytime we are the contract local contractor no at least we are boosting the economy in terms of expanding the works that the person is doing and also giving him the opportunity so betima employ and comfortably. So my idea company contract from here to Nsawam and I said to Nkoko now or yeah. Ebenya Nkofo no be adwuma na Ghana for. Apart from that no omo and so supporting activities. Ebi say bu okwa na if say on supply anya. Ebe 12 anya na free Ghana. In fact some instances the Chinese companies import even blocks from China to Ghana. Most of the things that we use they will import it because almost a person boost your economy. And you know also materials na dey use na say say the local content there the contract nema contractor gidi so betimi aya ye modern say neoma obehia ne ade nyina so dodo na be free Ghana unless say materials ni bi o ha ye obi be ka say so scarce and now say unique I be say imported from baby there and that's fine then we the contract ne ma na neoma ebehia ne ade nyina ne asa import ya na at least ya bibi on one side positive but the other side no so na ye tuna jeje mu ho no say ye bo modern ne ye hwe na o de no to ntia ye hwe say a kwan no ye how long and they construct say the 1 year and 2 years na construct ya within that period no enyuma na ebeba ni nyina no how do we measure them say sir you know na say okay at least in the first year no enyoma bi say ni say na integrate bi a temporary work be for people this number of people because okay so we create 490 jobs 90,000 jobs now with that no say who the components we need to know the components at every stage now say okay at least we know at this level or at this phase now you hear almost just to maybe I better do excavator be you do no and I say you forest now and I say whatever the species and no who's there are parts are only we are no there we so at least exactly your amount job kakabat maybe it was up to a certain point so we need to actually educate the populace say jobs no say your casual one your temporary one your near no you foul because of your expertise you'll be on the contract for till we are done then when the contractor even moves to the other side you may also be carried along but the good news is that government upon government should try and make sure that local content is well promoted.
Okay, yo. Honorable Vandi.
Oh, may I say, let me say, every developing country beyond with these, you hear infrastructure, to be able to boost our economic growth, and then you know, acquiring asay no aha dwen abanda da atwa mu no amoa yen to extent say anka nanado danko akufuado na samba ko kan ni say open nanado hu a ne wo hu ne sunu ne ban a akwan a we yie ana say wo hwe unfortunately no nyina ye fire kwan so Ghana ha ye nim said ye tie kakra o mode ma contractor said ye menu eken wa 40 billion ne ye ntwia contractors na ka ama kwan nyina aka. What benefits will you get? What will it benefit you? So the juma na mani pa na ntwia ne ka ejuma no be den no aye I'm a contractor too, you know.
Okay.
And a sign you my no civil engineering works no a capital intensive.
Okay.
See a mile quite even 2-3 kilometers. Near Casa Chakwan so she covered. Na shaping a year, na far a igusua quota said then the air cannon. Even Butumi craft first coach Kragusua. And yeah, dear that form.
Wait a minute, but we are contracted educators. We are contractor. Na say I will deal with the contractor. It's a ban routes. As I said, by no 8 years, he can na ana.
There be nya sanity. Ejina share. When you are buying back home. Ebi o ho be more mobilization. Potoka say my friend mobilization. Say jina fa CSC wo ho ne ko share adwuma na se. Ebi o be ma usa GCSC wo ko share adwuma na se. Ebi nso wo ho a self sponsored projects. Into one akopo sika our bank na odi abaye adwuma no wo ya dru ba bia wa raise certificate adanse die krata na ansa na adanse die krata ma raise won sori akeke ye wo aban mu adwuma yefo a be ba be hwe adwuma no a wo ye no se die ade ne tie wo adwuma se die wasiesie ne eduro adwuma wa ye die eduro wo hwe a ho sika be ya he na wo di ahyem na wa ye ho adanse die krata no matter tim so na wo de akoma aban na aban atwa woka enti no wo raise certificate no na de koma aban na aban antua wo ka esini sɛ yɛde wakɔhyɛ fie ase ɛyɛ asam ketewa obi wɔ hɔ a adwuma na ɛda hɔ no a yɛde ama wo no wopɛ sɛ woyɛ adwuma no wowie ntam ɛnti no wobakɔgye bosia wɔ bank ɛhɔ kora bi kora wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ ɔwɔ bosia yɛka sɛ ɔwɔ bosia twerɛfoɔ mu ana mutum twibire yɛka sɛ ɔwɔ bosia ɛnkyerɛ sɛ snake bosia o ɛkyerɛ sɛ deɛ wɔwɔ bie nsiho bi a ɛda ho biara no wobɛgye ne saa because adwuma no mmerɛ da ho bi a yɛama wɔ adwuma yɛama wɔ timeline within 24 months ɛsɛ wowie bi 36 months ɛsɛ wowie ne ade ɛnti no bakɔgye sɛ bosia no bi na wode akɔhyɛ adwuma no wobɛyɛ abɛ raise wo certificate wo dance die krataa no wode bɛbrɛ aban si yɛntwa ɔka no na akɔ ɛbo akye bi din aho saa deɛ no ɛsene sɛ yɛ enti no woyɛ bo akye hɔ enti saa deɛ no sɛ yɛ adwuma no kora yɛmfa ma wo mpo ankɛyɛ kyɛ sɛ woda a wonna efiefoɔ nim sɛ woanyɛ adwuma kɛseɛ ana wɔyɛ nti yɛagye bi bibia ba yɛbɛfrɛ wo baabi a wakɔgye bosia no nso ɛtaata nso wɔn nso bosia no nya de yɛde kyɛ wo sɛ yɛgye aba nso sika no kɔ ase ɛnɛ ɔkyena ɛnɛ ɛkyena bi kora yɛsi pepa bi ayera yɛn ho yɛ bi wɔ hɔ a wɔyɛ afɛsɛ wɛ na yɛ basaa adeɛ wei na yɛ ha local contractors no ɛne nti no wobɛka sɛ bi a local contractors yɛnim adwuma yɛnim adwuma papa nanso to de bi a yɛni aketua no yɛ ana ha adwene ba me boy His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abaso bio na me a me bra penny governance me mo na Abaso wɔ adwene pa woni afa si yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde adwuma ma local contractors no na ɛno no ɛbɛboa Ghana wonim bɛho Chinese fo bi a yɛ adwuma me nua ba chalewati ɛhyɛ wɔn kora ɔmo no kɔfa free China na ba yɛ ensu a wɔne num onko fa free China ne baye efa wo maduane bibia kyese obaga na ha kyese ai ahaba crown to bi woso sane nuame kyese sika ne nyina wo de akogu China da so de magana ni a aya ne bank ye Ghana bank boboa utua ne kanu kra no a wo de sika no besan so akoto Ghana bank ya Ghana no sika no eda Ghana eni te ya adwene papa His Excellency Mahama afa so opeso wo boa Ghana adwumayefo wo kai bra first time His Excellency Mahama the first time 2016 wo besori a wo beda besori no na wo fie kwani aye asphalt ebitu na nado ayi oda eni mafie ho oda ya besori anopa ni yegu asphalt ho nyo sorry o say na hona no
na nado na beka
na nado dan kwa kufo
na hona beka
na hona no one be go asphalt wo me dan ya no sa no we be ye John Mahama na ye ebitu do sabre no ani nti no ningina na local contractors. I mean that's just for you know na a local contractors and I say adwuma no ana me did say adwuma no local contractors din ya no so no sebi anya adwuma asai saa o
ebi asai bensesa
I mean at least enti se ye hye wo mo den ne ye hye local contractors din a wo bi nso ye local contractor won ne man so o China woni ye China for contractors nyina so China for so from local contractor o UK a Britain anasa o US baby obeko bia no ye fra wo so local contractors say ye ne anya adwuma bia ye adwuma obakina faso anasa ba bisa ne ye kwa ye fra international contractors anamboa eninti no so so ye wo die yie a ebe ye yie eninti me da His Excellency Mahama ase say no ya dan ya kon ehwe ye nia ya de eno na beboa ye obi ni ba bia oba be hwe ye man ni wetimi aka so odo ye man si ono ne de
yes said the doc e kai me kai say onoboku e kai say ye hear clarity e ba no e job creation na do you think say a minister e be biom na obubumu e ma ye hu said e be ya obi ti won mani ba na sorry nka say Minister Krompa can say 490,000 jobs, you know, will be created through road construction into my main co. Na me so me page on but say me who say if there's clarity na me say ahase nipa no a wo pay say adwuma no obehu say hase ena me fete into my main channel attention enko. I don't think say here sir.
A very noble idea. Very beautiful idea. At least for once coming from the MPP into Ayadrene Papa. But you see, so when you move your friend Govin Sagboja, or you be a man with clarity, obia na ono so ntwantro obehwe when maka no kra kira wo. That's how Govins is. Into nipa penasem a no penasem no kurem. Opewasem a no opewasem no kurem. Ye ye kenyina no ayade a enya si ye ka keke. Si ye beketi 490,000, right?
Yeah, 490,000.
Jobs.
490,000.
No. The clarities are there. Okay, say aban bi betwe mu a omo party potholes kra no omo si ya mo constructive kwan.
And then more zero group more na modern no buy. Road patching.
Road patching no mo abreso no. Mo patch road a. That must say more constructive road. Road patching. Road patching there e wo ho. But mo dey no mo patch pa mo say ya constructive road. Mo kan ni nyina kam road. Mo ye ya no. Na road anka Akufo-Addo e constructive ya no. E was in fit Ghana call London. I was shocked, but we are ukrum kwa yenye mbwa. And then, you know, that's fine. Look, road construction said here, no. Most of them are not going to be permanent jobs. Let's be sincere with ourselves.
I'm happy you're saying
most of the road construction jobs, you know, are not going to be permanent jobs. I'll give you a typical example. One who ye every kaswa adi kwa kosi takrade. All right. See yenya ayi sa kwan ni wia they are handing over say kwan ye wia automatically the job is done. What you say? Contractor no best send nnuama every kwan no so. So I mean that is a job done. It can't be a job we be here forever. Contractor be a be ma we adwuma. Na we adwuma no be here permanent no. Na just a work sa contractor no we adwuma no wonye ni yie. What you say na make na say? Yama we adwuma say constructive road. Yamfa ne say pokria say road ya ye. Na yaka say ye. Na we adwuma no abeye permanent from one government to the other. One government to the other, da. Say you must say a different one. If we say construction works, no, it must come to an end. And I'll give you another typical example. One who express road now, you pass a free Accra, the Kumasi, no. It must start, it must end. That is civil engineering. And this I say, you created this number of jobs within the road sector. Now, besides it all must be permanent job. Really, then you don't understand the concept of engineering, especially the civil engineering issues, you know, because jobs must start, jobs must end. Now, there are other aspects, a bit permanent, if you like. Continual maintenance of the road, we can have that, you know, and then management of the road. Menewoka say, I have always been in opinion say ya kwan ya ye de man crofo fa so free, you know, and ya the papa emwayen. I gave one example. There was a time I was in Canada, okay. So that many my young for we were driving from Toronto to Buffalo. A road, you know, kwa 8, banswa 8. Mienu na one film, you know, 2 first two na ekono ni first two na ba no express road wo de wo car ne hit so ano na system na capture wo car number na tiska through account motua road to Canada mpo no na oba Ghana ha ya kwan atiti pass us Burkina Faso ni Niger fo no emfa wo mo truck akese ne mfa so wo mo ntwa he. I mean for me me bra penny wo fa mo akwata yi sad. I feel very bad. I think that we're trying to bring it back, an automated one, a system and creative traffic out here. I'm wakwata. The entire no fee say any road to ni for back when say creative traffic. I think that we can still bring it back in a way it won't create traffic. I think that must be done. It is those management which are works related to road, can be permanent, and I agree can be permanent. Okay. But the actual construction of the road, Yamawe Jumana say Juman year. Now see a creative permanent worker. Let's just say who contractor no nya papa is here Juman. What do you say? So those segregations are there, and we all know. I mean, but if we want to do propaganda, we can begin to talk about all that near. I think that we should continue to embrace this kind of ideas. Bema local contractors, ya more mwanya hwande. And no bema may akonim. Just say you build any idea. Okoswa build obi dia. We your best is kanako. I think that building our own is the best way to go. And I commend the government for that idea.
Minister of Lands and Natural Resources.
So, Nanka Besame TVB for just some 30 seconds.
Okay.
On Vondi then. I think that it's instructive. Say Vondi so I consider say this 490,000 cannot be permanent jobs, and I started by saying say it cannot. Into a good problem, the public know what is expected. So na be any panel functional dreams are by be creative 490,000 jobs into with the anyamenya bibi mwashe. What kind of story necessary? The road minister is saying many of the contracts is going to be worked on within 2 years. Into nipa no kwa koshimo bu on ma adwuma obenya mu aye wo mu will be 1 month adwuma. Bi so an obenya aye wo mu will be 3 months adwuma. So beyond that 2 years, beyond that 1 month, 3 months, 6 months obenya mu aye. That cannot be the promise as a country we are giving to the young people. It must move towards getting sustainable jobs. So sorry, Uncle for kwa Kobi or Moba or baby.
Life is better than none. Honorable one day. At least so maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. I understand where you're
very cycle of unemployment. And that's one thing that as a former board chair for YE I've always been speaking against.
Okay.
Because even the YE's model, remember before was one of the report that I wrote. Said to say some model only 2 years in, 2 years out. You're only recycling it. Where baby she will be a youth in community policing, it be a youth in health and there. Now what be 2 years. After 2 years, or be exit or continue fear no be able. Let's look at creating real and sustainable jobs, and that's why I'm challenging governments. 490,000 a year. Big push prioritizes local contractors. 490,000 jobs targeted under infrastructure drive. It is vague, and that's the point I'm making. It cannot be permanent jobs. So don't give the impression you are creating 490,000 permanent jobs. And I agree with Vondi. It's engineering works. It must start and it must end. But that is not the promise a nation must give to its young people. Say, oh, baby, for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It doesn't work.
Okay. You see, let me also say this. Also, about employment now. Madinka Kasobu Okwana or no, he wants a particular job for a particular reason, for a period. Or person use that one as a springboard to get to another level. Yeah, they are not trying. Also, if we are promoting local content and it's really pushed to the highest level, what will happen is that, say, maybe are many architects too in but this time I'm getting more contracts as part of the local contractors. If I'm giving a number of contracts at different places and all that, I will have the ability to pay because I'm getting more contracts. And then I will hire people who are even well qualified. And these people may have to be on my payroll. Okay. I inquire be just 1 month or 1 year. Because we have technical people at any point in time as a construction firm, I should have them at work. If you are getting more, so a modern contractors are more tigan here, you know, or money more human. Medicare said, here pay value for money, and they say, but ye share no, not ye de ma, ye nyan kofa, a bebwa, because I need be an obit me expanded. Young fans say, be equipment, because I didn't know person or tire. Obenya Hutika de ato. Obenya conform be operate and order maintenance and in a bed, but definitely we need to accept say enye 490,000 in ano and the bear will be oh my juma there be 1 month, sometimes even just 2 months, and you are kicked out.
Okay,
when we see it to me build your local contractors that they are here no one many juma almost every given period in time.
No man maintain your work
excellence. Inti fane say ya ma we juma e bi atwefo timokwa e de kodun kwa ya ma we juma na wo ye wo workers we juma ne swai ni wo free hwa no wo bayi bebi nso e bi emfa ne say atwefo timokwa e ko fosu sa we juma ye fo no they are permanently going to be with you. What do you say? So
is it guaranteed?
Maybe.
So after that, and you will get another way to continue.
Maybe. So make us say engineering work no. As I say, we shall see now we are a sanity. But you see, that doesn't mean that we juma baku we are. Let us say we juma bio. We benye juma for intino workers no will be with you. It is also true. So contractors need be wa. Ejuma no obeye kura no wie kura no a wa wo ma ejuma no kura wo compound no se wo be ma ne bi o
me study work.
I mean nti ne nyina wo ho, but look, is it not better than sitting at home? Ye hu napco said the enkrofo ye no we school na wa ma 700 Ghana cedi be ahe how many months no ye kase kofie. I agree, that is not good. That is not good. But you see, civil engineering works has its own conditions, and when you knows about those conditions, you got to engage in quality work. Contract so I think that, look, not much of them will be laid out after a project, because these projects are going to continue and the contractors are going to continue to get more jobs. And look, we are building a country. Yendru baby a cry, Yendru baby a cry.
Okay,
so we are not, look, we are not done. Intise obeba and then no, forget about that. These are civil engineers. These are people we are building for Ghana, and then we'll give them jobs.
Okay.
It's better than sitting at home.
Mate, ain't said me sasia mo be mo no lands and natural resources. Honorable Emmanuel Makufiboa ND in semi actually we a second edition of tree planting. Na International Day of Forest or say forest must drive economic transformation. Last the first edition no or much me say about 30 million seedlings in 2025 and no create 41,000 jobs. No share ni more say this year 2026 in so no or more ebesai enya 30 million seedlings in 2026. Inti back to ye ka ejumeya semia ye share ni more say 41,000 jobs and bio inti from 2027 so no and also ebedru ehefo said ye say ye dua enua na anase ye twa enua na ye betimi asan a revamp de bia na aban no ebetiska na ye o ye seedlings 30 million ni akwa dua ye dua sa 30 million na are we able to get same anase harness sa 30 million na be make sure say enyini ama yenya so emfaso na these are some of the things, and as at the end of the day, you disikani shame ni seedlings you could do we are wetere pansam. You see, nya manfo amomedu dua say nua no enti o mine nya mfaso ben pana o mine so enye free so out of that. But me say free. Honorable commission say free na say me call honorable. Honorable bonding to we are honorable
Chichi mo anaja yeso ne de be so no.
But I say always say nyansa body emu adesuafo nya ne from science omo kire se prof wa omo kire se edua aka owiase wu a
enipa
na onipa nso a no enti enua ho nsam no. I was in Geneva, Switzerland, and I'm saying say weda edua si wa wo fie now pese wutu duana na wutwa no anwade permit ya wutu duana ye bechi watum. It tells you the importance of duane omowo. And I think say Ghana hano ya boy ho abro me menyi ne wa krase na forest try ye ho nyina hia ye enti you got a lot of green and then forest de nyina asa and then ubobra ye fie ho a ukoye krase a wo forest de bia bi o and most of them no
where be wo fie
I mean me to spin text means me feel on my media nua ho party nua ho me feel you know so obahu say ebi mu ye due to farming activities ebi wo ha nipa no nyine no Ghana those days na ye na mahe we are 6 million people yakoye nim nipa no do na edoso nipa so de obedidi nti ebi ko ekwiayom bo na ebubu kwaye na yedi ye kwiayo ani ade nti ebi ko kwiayom ebi nso aye natural you know disasters see ebi wa na eja to baabi na ahidwrebe ni ade ana afi no we are not able to replant and say regrow the forest ni ade ebi wo ho ebi nso wo ho aye deliberate human activities yeah essay my ne daache so wo fa bibi ti say mining ya abeya wonya ka say forest asay ya na obi ade nani akoto mining so aya nokre say mining no ebi say ya forest na mining no de say ya forest bebre no aya alluvial mining no on say no wo prepra asase nani obubu kwaye no a na watutu nua ne firi no prepra asase nani nti immediate gravels na wa asase nani no eno no oboaboa no na afi wasisa de agu washing plant m na wabonhwe guso na ode woshe nti no so opese otena adwuma no mu hyede a ene adwire a na obedwiri forest no efiri ho nti wodwiri free ho no na ho da ho yantan na chese forest na ana o say no but mine ni bi wo ho a me de bia no meka se aban ya bei na me da Kofi ase minister me am brand ya me friend Kofi me bra penny no minister me da na se pa honorable Kofi Amaboa look say yetimi etreni ya mabunu no awo long shaft mine no aboba na ehye fom no ni yetimi eno no ti say dem ha ye we obetimi atena ha aye adwuma more than 10 years na won say bibia ye ode ase eno no beboa mine no but alovia no ebubu kwa ni nyina na da ho one time remember me kan chiro just for the discussion here baby tisa contaminating say ye nanka ye rock and omokoto so shares was our forest why enka they won't even destroy the forest up to even an acre enka omo hu nye hi bebre sa I mean but seriously so ko jina site baby now when the we are galam say two forest na gu from ho di kogu a we yam be so and it's a very serious issue. And for me, that kind of mining and a safe forest, But you see, when problems are created, it must come with an opportunity too. Say, your baby can see as I say, the essence to grow your forest. So that must be an opportunity. Say, mebuno benye jumaye, near bedwe and near to grow your forest biome. So I think that is a very good thing. A very good thing. We have forestry for no crown. There are some instances Okodabuasi area on the idea. One to me deliberately. Ebubu forest ni bigu. No masanso dua enua ehu hia. Enua bi wo ho a ya yira san nua ni bi. Misano enua bi ti se sapele odum ani ayi ebi wo ho a eduane timi nyina na aboba kra bedem. Ye ni bi. Enti according to their own wisdom no omutumi ebubu baabi kra edi dua enombaye a nintine no enka fom ho nsai fom ho na afi omutumi agina so de dua san nnua ne bi aka forest no grow forest no so I think it's a very good thing. Enti ye de mabuno grow forest ama yenya yeah system in the back forestry system in the back. I think it is very good, and I think say aban bia waba so da no awa adwene pa opepa say obetumi aye saade no na emom no isusu ya wo me say commitment opepa a wodi hyem no ne sonsanso te san ebi wo ho a ye de sika kakraka beto ho se ye de koye saade no obewie ekire no na dua ba kokra ye se dua ne nyina ye dua ne nyina ewu ne ba kokra ye nua ye anso na sika ye bebo den se ye de hwe adua sa adua no na odwene ho a na ha adwene edinti no aye adwene papa ye nyina ye nta ekire na mabunu no enye dwuma mfiri ho nso adwuma no ye nyina ntimi koye adwuma o Bank of Ghana o ye nyina ntimi koye adwuma wo ebia friends tax collection point ana bibisa adwuma no doso obi pewei kakran ye nua no mun kola ya ekọ security services ya ho asema ya deje sanka adwuma no opportunities no bebre wo ho a mi susu ye ne se me de mi gidi preko pese enka bi mi wo ho a enka woni mpe security services no mumpo nwura bebre no pemu awura frese adwuma ni ho enti no pemu awura no enti no wo hwe His Excellency Mahama adwuma a wo ye ne mambu a wo bu a it's about creating more jobs in many other sectors. Usha koko unsemo abeya ya pesi yesi ni ya refinery. Many look at the number of youth ebefa honso. Many other sectors. Said ye beya yemfa ye wure nkosha de ba akum na sa anye yi a akoye de ewo ho. So for me I think that the tree planting no adwene pa da ho and you see wonipa no di ade na anim no. Esa wo hwe nipa no suban. Na ade ni be yi a wo be hu. I was telling you about Agboja. You can't because he's a master of the system. Want to me yen frakadam enko kase wadi ejuma wanye enye ye so wo hwe Kofi Amabua he's always on the field himself de bia no okọ field ho nti ejuma na ekoso no ohu onim de ekoso enye de bia na obehwe na officer obehu no onim owo field ho na adwene wo na so ho onim de ekoso and the akase yakodua nua onim se nua na yedua na yenua ye these are the kind of leaders intina mem na say me da na madano because you see you have people who are truly committed in doing the job.
Sisi a wokai wo boss say galamsey for we say you know some of the mining no must say you nua no your forest ni nyina adenti na yen hold you more responsible say womo emom enrevampe ensase na womo ase na ese aban mom na ese wosan eyi sika na yesan due enwia. Don't you think say no so a problem no bo o miners so
beautiful idea
on that side and also
beautiful idea and intina we are trying to reform the mining sector what you say trying to regroup the mining sector not reforms are no ebema proper identification of small scale miners no yehu omu ye illegal miners how do we flush them out of the system be yehu omu so ye na afi no so we levy omu a you are able to do it in a way ebebo a very beautiful idea so one na watutu from ho what you say and we bubu nua e wo ho see e ma wo permit one na watutu from ho and we bubu nua e wo ho and there na first wa obeduedue nua no and I have a young miner or legal miner say your man is permitter no mining we are or alluvial mining or be reclaim assassin fe what you say o we are no ankasa any ne boys eduedue nua wo so and I just love that guy's operation.
Okay.
See nyina be fa sa adwene no a.
So si for mama.
See nyina be fa sa adwene no a. Aban ka se man koto agudie o. Aban se brabaje nkrata na koto agudie no. Uwie a. Kata so o reclaim year. Die ne nua wo so fefefe. E die na efese o chena da chema eba benya ho mfaso
okay
na de ono oba na obadwiri gu ho yanta na o mama gold so de kire wo TV so na de ne wo na wo ye oga wo na wo ye kan wo nke die na o agira na ye na wo ne wo ne
okay ono ba ukuma member sansa mabadoko
okay that's it. Many of on the accounts MP na may minor surgery kakra of na savage butchering minor surgery on nemani bia waka ti vondi mo asomra ha first of all no me per se share the story in totality. Minister said we do 30 million trees last year. 30 million trees. You see, this government, the strategy of throwing about figures without any independent verification body, or better say, is worrying. 30 million trees. Which independent body verified it? Just yet one year back, you do 50 million trees. Now, Benachi watching UTV, Aswa or Model Boniame, yes, minister say, which body?
It's a minister, Nesse, maybe say, a Nesse, 30 million siblings.
TNS 30 million siblings.
At the end, no. You call a honor a be one and him say you're dispatching in
UTV. I want to challenge Minister Yenipa, but baby, I me person me challenge UTV. Go out and verify the 30 million trees. Seedlings now you do 30 million. I'm challenging you. Any effort aimed at improving upon our vegetative cover, I modern bobia, a buying ankra, ubibia be to say ye more. Yen reserve, yen forest, yen ecosystem, the minority, the MPP will support. But what we will not support will be an invitation. Say you better figure. No, ye dear, yes, figure 30 million. I am challenging. I'm challenging the 30 million figure, and I want an independent body to verify. You know why? Forestry Commission are saying said the activities of illegal mining, that of agricultural expansion, and they mention a third one, illegal mining, agricultural expansion, and another activity. Say threaten the forest reserve. At the same time, and the activities of encroachers, threaten the forest reserve. Now, my main fact that of even officers as Forestry Commission. They are being attacked. The NDC Upper Dentra East Chairman was on TV. Was on TV. And my journalist for this was June 2025 last year. Joy FM report. Even illegal miners, NDC executives. Now on TV, the NDC chairman and the executives were fighting the military.
And forest
Pacho. Okazame, what to a Bonuma system in the me clean is what? What do you mammy?
Oh, cleaning.
What do you Okazamankasa?
Honorable Bondi,
cleaning the onion, your final, you go.
The Attorney General himself. So we receive a friend is saying docket whatsoever of NDC national officers, including one Abanga. Omunia Yamindi. Up to date, what case in Obibi? Oh, yes,
President
President was admitted, say, let us not kid ourselves. Non the party for no, Eddie Omuko, Omuti, Omunai, Omusre, Bibuya, Bra, your forest. Madam, what do you Susu Kunkun forest? Is it nobody? Body, NDC body, is it not so the legs, the feet, the everything on the Akushim? Mampedina Bejan Wakacho. TUC last year, May Day, they told the president in the face, Galam says now worse. And I Obeka contamine. Bako Adekye Nsroma court, mobile gymnastics. Maybe the yes will be a count. Mommy, you soon want west. Mampeni said Mudimutia shame or play all Namugu forest. No, get us a just here who said, Bia, just NDC Fonday, you was a Baku Fifi to feel. Yeah, man, if you feel crazy, you
propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda. Yeah, man, make.
Yeah, now we are back to 50 first one near two.
Just at the end of the Ebenya, but I say, oh, you hear what you about the year. This near clear. My mom party executives. I'm not. I just at the end of the year.
That's why you are a member of parliament to stop that.
Oh, body. I am not saying that. Maybe last year, TUC, in their own address, the president seated there. You have also heard from the Catholic Bishops' Conference. Catholic Bishop, I'm not the one saying it. Almost even the president's commitment to even fight the menace, it's not there. Almost all the times they've engaged him, no, what answers and you're satisfactory. The president now not there to break the camel's back, also on one party for no. And Odika, my mom say NDC Upper Denture is chairman on TV. Now saying in Ashanti region, Omomo party no security liaison or Sedan for it was also involved in it. Mommy, so I don't want us to play the politics with it. They played it with it in the past. Now I remember what kind of the same story. Almost 41,000 jobs were created in the trip. First year to 30 million to system. See a beer 30 million seedlings. And you have to 41,000 as the jobs are created through the 30 million planting. Yeah. Which stages of it?
And now, no, so there's going to be another 30 million.
Fantastic. 30 million trees again. Now, first 30 million, when I verify. Yes, once I catch us, you be another 30 million. Is it not strange? You say we are not interrogating the figures. And I'm also telling you, as a matter of fact, the Forestry Commission for or some more officers are being beaten and attacked every day. But you show some on UTV. More show be. Sometimes we news item. Ye tiemo, ye shemo. So my position is that it's good to say we are improving upon your ecosystem, your vegetative cover. Then the minister also mentions about the fact that the degraded areas, they are going to turn it into economic zone for carbon credit. Mama, it is not word. Where is the carbon credit monetization framework? Ghana doesn't have it. Where is it? See, the carbon credit now will say an overachieve, who are the buyers? Which agreements have you signed? Are you talking about future plans or present by this time? Just see a big platform now. Me have 12 years Ghana for the UTTBI for the Koda. Mr. I'm asking you, Mr. What is the carbon credit monetization framework? Because if you are creating that economic zone, maybe for people to understand carbon credits, what do you do near? The international community gives you some money. So it's a revenue stream that government can get. But then you need to have that framework to assess that carbon credit. Because you have the big companies that are also paying you for keeping the environment clean. You know, you're fighting the degraded climatic conditions, the protecting the ozone layer. Out of the country, the international community is a big matter. But you cannot assess it when you don't have the monetization framework. You cannot assess it when you haven't signed contract with the buyers. To say would be a coconut on a larger scale, it's an area between their revenue stream. So just saying, say you are converting these degraded areas into an economic zone to assess carbon credit, and you just talk when there's no framework in place, when nothing has been. So the 30 million, I mean, I've questioned it. I say the sitting, I'm a coffee boy, madam for Benyadam for some. I'm questioning the figure. I say until say an independent body will verify that this government spent our money to plant 30 million seedlings because they spent our money. Number two, I'm also challenging them. Say the 41,000 jobs that you created, which categories? Were they forestry officers or people who just nurse the seedlings? Or say, so don't throw the figures about. Me say you may be a juma, but many pani will say, okay, wait there. Oh my engage your momudia ebia for the 1 month, 3 months, you know, and I put it together about 41. But mental frame margin.
Okay. Matsemeda said, oh, my member.
As the opposition time, they are much trash. Government in power, they are not me casache. But opposition here wants some car. Because opposition here, you my casa. I'm no more buying. So, TNT, so no time. No, opposition for. I'm saying, Tomo buying. No, no, master one, so I saw the toy time. Opposition for the entire time.
That's my time, baby. I was a kafra.
Yes.
Deɛ mepɛ sɛ metwe ahwɛfoɔ adwene si so no sɛ ɛkɔba yɛn saasesɛm ɛne obìnrin fɛ no forest ɛne even nature as a whole a ɛyɛ adeɛ ɛsɛ yɛsɔ mu na ye man boy ye den pa if it's almost a Ghana wohwe ye economy na ye agrarian economy enkofo ye space craft na dey call ye space ni ye ntimi nye bi enkofo develop electrical vehicle ni ade no ye ntimi nye bi ye de pa no ye beto ye na na omo ye no ye kuaye na kuaye no nso no ene ni ye wo green environment, green agenda, green agriculture, green finance. We want to promote, and I say, per se, promote a new man, a baby boy in Sass and Hoban. Unfortunately, Ghana, no, catchy. Bear 20,000 or more acres, hectares of land, and they lose against land degradation. Now, him party, limited to my part, no, so the million kaji to mining, the illegal one. And now they are friendly galamsey. Now we know I a kwa a teacher politicians no a con. And I make say oh moi a corner pa no jina a from ho. Or more money to a year mine in home come. Or more santos be empire yen a candy for. Because it's me chobi. Ah oh ye galamsey oh baby anye. Obehan obenya obi phone the number on the phone so afre. Or fair and I releasing it the next day. In fact, for the last 15 years, and I've been monitoring it. You were journalists near the don't follow Galamsey near there or more report near the Koyan Fanyashe. A baby baby no one so go high, ya channel, ya no court police station. The next day, no crano, just say, yeah, money bill, be any mobile answer on a number, a year crunuma, or money to or man a bet you. It just say o man nankasa no say nya agenda bi say enye NDC sem na enye MPP sem na mom no yem forest no ene yen kwaye na say de ye bo ho ban abran hwe on say yan hwe no ma ye ni atoto no ma say going forward no even enru aye no mi no ye obroni dia fan fidim ni ade no enye sebe rubber kra na nke enye free forest rubber kra enye free forest na me person chen say haban ni ade a e wo forest no enua mu na yede atwitwi mu nso ni ade a na yede aye endro enti say wo no wo de ani say wo bese kwae bia wo around in fact ye fie kwa ye si kwa no ye make sure say ya to pavement tiles ni ade blocks any tiles say wo inside any around ye pese nya efie ye shepe na mu ye mantem no de e hwa e basa. And you say, as a man, whether you are NPP man or NDC man, quiet no essay. Say, quiet no say, yeah. And no buy is over baby, and can offer say, honey, crash a senka, a honey no buy doors, never was nearly be free her back, a yak masonum and kind of. Omukwana is a woman at the echo to free baby, if it's a omasassin on my day, or my son. O man, you'll be a manance chin and can't almost send your movie in your day yet. Na nyani engineer brand na fight against na ya say tefra koto en kan mu ana say entetiem no ye di na to press we so na ha na we agent na we aso na ha enya de be de ebeboa na minister o ka say o ma bia nua no oni say ya sempa o if you say ya ban na edua nua no say ya nkwankwa na edua nua no enam sense ase na ye say ni ntino say ye de reclaiming what is good na say edua nua mumu say is it the first time aban say o do anu ana me kan aban nya ndi say aban kon aban abanyina no is it the first time na let's say over the last 10 years or more aban investment away yes o do anu no akosi sen a number of because ebia de odu ase nyini say be nyini so apie ekosoro enkohye ase it there should be clear evidence say ebia anu ebia 2000 trees. I said you to say I be but I said the door na it's me say be ya bit me say okay you invest maybe 1 million Ghana cedi in planting trees enimu no you be 200,000 anya be 5 years down the line no you will be 150 trees are survive so question we say busa nebusa yen politicians and I say policy makers say in the last decade investment are cut tree planting no. We have evidence. I bet you say at least 2008 and 2009 up to now. ye dua nnua maako sei na mpa ye call bi a bibia ni a ye wo e bi a 1000 trees ho ye call e bi a konongo a ye wo say ye betimi e bi a dance say eno na hia o because investment ni de obey na mumu ye na se won ni akiri na wan hwe na se adan obey no ye de sika ya se de sonye konsuo ne ye bebo nsema ma ministers o ma ya de tree planting and all that tree for life okay now is the tree surviving because life no is in the tree na the tree ne o we kaze na scan away inti edua na de away e na say focus whatever be the case we have to make sure say say any be nso na say gu so nkofo be afọ omo ya adwuma na omo nye ana mo say minister ba e no mbi meka na omo akọ no na yete sam and there am why
okay honorable message be abanda nipa na se menkan fam. Please inform the incoming running mates, Honorable Samuel Oku, that his doubts. That his doubts cannot cancel the fact that the number of seedlings nested and given out is inversely proportional to the number of trees planted. At least all forest reserves they gave out have been reposed by Forestry Commission. Donko Fuseni, Deputy Director General, FNA, NSA.
In fact,
no, it's all very running mate.
Mommy, I meant to James will be a one because they see me to go. Almost be I've been Ponto but my member to the say me person me verify the 30 million. Okay. National service. Omomo agriculture arm. But for saying I can't trust him to go and count the 30 million. No. No, come now make us 30 million as what one. No, I can't trust one day. Oh, say UTV. Now me say one to confirm the 30 million. Again, to confirm the 490,000 for the big push, and to confirm the 41,200 this one. And one keke. Okay.
Honorable me, but muni madam say time honorable Kuba has say na yeka say adenti and I went to 20 mengo so no so you call hene ni mado brand ko go buy beside next week or go to 20 mengo so enti omo de koko number yes me from
okay wadaroma okay honey fit next week over manu to 20 some say Ghana month and a month no ending when also month no ending when next Tuesday and okay no you diabolic also seedlings grow what the mama so we bondi na ka on cover the last condition say we are the cocoa yaba na asa physical kana ye dey on so ma ban tu amom me full regalia ediaba
maybe I would question
there be some
there be men cancer there be on obo say o sika o say bro cocoa the cocoa na bre ontinya me adoma
faka ho na tese cocoa ka ho me da say one was so no cocoa cho the cocoa akwa nchini
no transfer boni o ma di cocoa ekra for up to date ye dua ye no cocoa nchini
what we do at the
promo de ye ka
just a short one very quick one me bo modern say yenye politics I was forestry and all that but me atwea na atwemi akọ
one
minister for
one can go the
land and natural resource minister for land and natural resource Abujina Power Minister or claiming so more than millions of trees independent body bang and now UTV bang and a cooking
okay
and nadia you pay independent body a cooking kind also can from poor boating report in the yeah watch that say Jubilee House for nyina akora to galamsey wo kan bia na forest ni bi ho wo komo a ye wa Akufo-Addo forest ya wo Baumia Forest ya wo nana your friends Oforiata the way dwan forest kind of kuku ade mante se wo forest ade mante ye wo mo nyina be we ha enti no se wo kase ye bubu forest ahye forest anoa forest asai no wo mo abreso nyame adom his excellency Mahama adwumawura abani ye ni ye na betrase ye verification
MPP ye now one question figure every say what be true figure
no question mo abreso no body amodi ye verification no mo nkyere ne yemfa wo mo anko verification
let me say the fact that you didn't question that's OGD until one question the figures
really
you now if you doubted why didn't you question
really
me doubting
because you see trees now muslim are planted here no millions of trees and can UTV and poke you
no problem until now me say me question more
I don't know the question more verification no which them here na me dey come kofi no so dey verification
okay
independent you know more
the master than UTV who you UTV me see UTV any madam omo nko no me e mom 2 weeks no mom na back me no was na be share
okay matse mama ye nkoso na Institute of Economic Affairs Trinity Akane IE womo ene Ghana National Chamber of Commerce for an industry and asabre womo kase na Dr. Charles Mensah founder and chairman Emma IE and wochemu se ene isa wo share daman mine say the ma EMP a ne kwanso no de nti a wo kase wo se o man mu yetu afoma gudie papa over 40 mines and I won also ni nyina mu ne ho kyere yen emu bie ni wonom krompo na Ghana ni betimi de nsa pem de boa kase we die ye dia nti ye den na sika no dodo na mpo no ka o man mu ye foreigners mum ene omo oni sa mines no nti we say ya EMP ni say EMP so a wo mo bom ho modin yi a wo mo ye ade pa nti ye de ma wo mo say wo mo endi say dwuma na ade a ebebo nti wo mo die wo ma dwimu ene wo mo famu die say yema EMP ena etu sa na so mudi sa dwuma no me say say free onobo ndinti ma me say say free onobo honomo na ai any chamber of commerce for some more can
first of all me say about the local content about your mining and the mineral resources ye tu near the year juma no kwani nyame ani aban bia no honomo obeka say ne man for participate in letter emwa fact doc okra no e chase akasa no say ye can the big push there doc indicated say local content ebemwa eboa kra no ma ye economy no so improve and even doc apart from say creative jobs it can also help stabilize your currency because no munya no so is spent here now you see and common adapt so it's not about the capacity of engineers and planners. So bit me a year, Jumana no muntimine. That is not the issue. You have one day more than one more. Nobody doubts the capacity of engineers and planners. Nobody doubts the capacity of engineers and planners.
Kukasa want to know a mummy here. What's the
problem?
Open myself
na adano asem chese just will be a contract then this if work okaso we ni din ye betimi akotwe ade afine na nabres yes we are connected to President Akufo-Addo into even appointment kramon GB to the extent that obetimi ayedwuma no kra so there be a sense or ye President Akufo-Addo e be a distant cousin and now sending an account will be who busian intimate bi and I confirm this for problem about I can see they are doing a very good PR to make sure say Yere Ibrahim Mahama engineers and planners at least people will look beyond the fact say Oyema Penimia. Me, let me be very honest with you. He's one gentleman or started a Juma. Why be? In fact, before Ninu Ababe Penny, no, a businessman.
Yeah.
I can't before Mahama one. Me, I haven't met him and interacted with him even more than 1 minute before. And Nipano shouldn't be your friend to state fact. Secondly, Mini abe man penny or twice we business. President Kufuor buy or your business. And an in aba and as I say business no yen more. Or yen more.
No business.
What stress or more
because said this time round under the previous government were quite a big mining site. Like me cut the diamond sites in. It meaning say or more, meaning that it's expanding what it's doing.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that is even wrong. But what I'm saying is that the capacity of them to do mining is not in doubt. The problem and the issue has nothing to do with their capacity, but NDC found some in the past. One more year, no makaso. Say ye nim President Kufuor do huni pebi. Wakwa kwaje contract way, wako ye senti and the state capture. And na swam die. But it's sad that this businessman, Ibrahim, wababe a victim of the political footballer NDC MPP, a player in the past. And luckily, Ejuma oye se Ghana for no fa. Eboa Ghana. Because me bunye Ejuma is one of my biggest joy. Because in Sabeko na ubenya kwakwa bia ye obeteni afa left or far right. Sikaba ne botum so a odibedi time no economic model because ebi so beba obi onim abana ho ebi so beba bi obi onim obi mpe ho vondi so nkola ebenya bi atafe sa na system no running. But the NDC demonized almost every businessman that they've made. Baby, I call as national lottery. NDC for coaching by say, oh, rad no that KGL no on propaganda machine. So, if do chromacapim so to try when ya or ye lottery ni be there, ucha lotwa. Yes, ucha no na half kwa ukubotum, half kwa Kufuor botu na half ako KGL.
Why the mentality number one
the mentality. The propaganda that is why it is also killing initiative, killing Ghanaian businesses. Because me say my biggest joy. So you even NDC na or your business. Let's support the person.
Because at the end of the
day, obe funny pa me man for ni bi wa. Aban we buy. For instance, me, I'm not a friend of McDan. I'm not. But then you find say na the Yekobubu warehouse na na adwuma no ya frustrating and say e nipa no wa form adwuma e bia no de obetime anya bibi obedi till sebe obekọ ne nkrechi but nipa no obele om off no ababa be problem. So let us not target and kill businesses just because we disagree with them politically. Just because we disagree with them politically. And no na me me ya ewum because abna me say ye Magdan, say ye Ibrahim, say ye Zoom Lion, say ye KGL, say ye friend say margins. All these ye despite group of Forisapom. These are in me. I love to celebrate Ghanaian businesses. Cause mame miniaba ye say ufie be ye cry wa ebika anya no be with strategy. Abonti so need there odo nam no egua paso. Because there's no emotional attachment. Into a wake up call and a saya disua kese de ma NDC for name. Don't create the impression send a as a businessman bia na omo ye adwuma no as oye businessman na minias hameje fi position no use word be coterminous with an administration. They say the mentis so use that word ni bi. Soldier for normal soldier and police. Yes say na ye hwemo ne ya mo nyina yi a mo be coterminous with the Kufuor government. Coterminous. And nay ni e wo mu no. I don't want near air to businessmen nibi said Dankwa maybe in 2029 when Dr. Bamia becomes leader of the nation ubenya NPP for esande pressure babeto ne so say businessmen we mono NDC buy no mu she fita anko inti we no dey form count may I have friends me call election ma politician and sponsor me. I'm telling you here today me call elections be na 99% of my sponsorship comes from the business community. And it doesn't matter whether from the left or from the right. Because almost also they have a right to have friends. But we shouldn't demonize them. Into me, I don't doubt the capacity of engineers and planners to do this work. But yeah, politics, war mind. Look at Zoom Lion. Yeah, NDC Samba na saying Abune di abo ni trimo on say contract ye pimpano ye ni say and ye chichem say ye burn on district level. Bolaman, sorry say my friend Bolaman. Zoom. Yeah, na yeah the type friend Bolaman. So it's not new to him. Ye bet me about sanitation waste contract our district. Papa, we building the infrastructure across the country. Tibola no bet me as why. I just said what the whole month. Say you contract finish them one. No problem. What gather the waste? I can't have about flow the waste. You know? So we shouldn't kill these businesses. Let's encourage them and even move them beyond the comfort zone. Look at Dangote. It was a deliberate policy of Obasanjo's government to create Dangote. And then he competes with the Elon Musk, that of the Bill Gates, and that of the Amazons, Bezos more at that world stage. President Kufuor time na Zoom lion by. What's Kufuor's time? And a Zoom by under the sanitation. It says, it's not all the time. And I'm being very honest. And this is also a word of caution to the business community. And yet all the time now they will get it right. Mama, businessman being where we were near Umbu. Me now for to make brutally frank. But you see the checks and balances are woman no what name. Woman what name compliance name now you streamline them. And as a GRA, it will be a tool. A businessman be create when you pressure. Every day you're the tunnel. Near shut that bob womb so the cabe 800 million. And Sakwan ya bibia DNA. Into about the two baby now face okay, I don't know but down to this. What are the first figure they throw about no? It can obey when you pressure. Into your businessmen, yeah, quiet bay. Ghana can be built by Ghanaians alone. Because outside the snow ban, your dema will be an offer can be swajako. Or share the statistics from the World Bank and the IMF reporter. Since the 1960s, we've had over 1 trillion in aid. Out of this 1 trillion in aid, more than half are go back to the donor countries because of the capacity building, training near the they end up siphoning it back. But this businessman are mabobo mudin. If year, omobusu 40. Kwame no of Kwame despite no of for sapon. Omomutimi tina brochi more than 2 weeks. Omomani Ghana ha no more. Cause I don't know munya fans no. Abroche there's obi am fan. No of me man of fans. I don't know obi fans no. Ti ha no no na mojin say ayeyi. But abroche dem madam, ukopie ho no mo a obi am wo. Me minister be too kwan. Deputy minister be na me monitoring. This was 2020 no Supreme Court me contempt and then 2013 yeah to about 2012 2013 me nya me TDD mu contempt case and now the US State Department selected me among the young African leaders program now me call with a counterpart from the NDC now no yeah deputy minister ye could do JFK we arrived 911 September 11th almost 911 on time kesi pa JFK New York na eja ya de yesi search ko mo no satan no mani abre see opposition there condemn man fears no fall ubie unsem ubie wa ha mo ni ascan on and this minister da so no I'm search no nya say bibi won no bibi ani no gidi say no propose JFK asem na make a what and nipa na say ye wo honum na okubanda boy mo MP ono ja ono so no connect e do be fire ho wire scanning no ko me say deputy minister ya say me boss da mo delay about 10-15 minutes ko phone say no they have to search all of us then deputy minister says no Sammy, can you imagine? Do you know what the president too will be thinking? What would the chief of staff think that a minister being said? Oh. And I'm saying, I had the abayo be maso. A TikTok security official. You want the American which is to be a border guard here to say no joke. Now me come me TikTok me Danny Pana say. I come pulling me aside. I say, hey my guy. Which minister? Which country? I'm so Ghana. Back home, Ghana. I say, are you guys for real? We talking now, one. You don't want to be saying go back to your country. When I'm say, Onya, flight connection or time no. Really? So back and forth, Sana.
Omeya search.
Yes, I be one home, but the mentality.
Some minister.
The minister.
Home fear.
I was in home fear.
Let me leave the rest.
Okay, but let's just say, as some honorable who AK, and you be honest, the politics.
That's the whole point. Because Obahana, who need who respect. And I keep maintaining, say, look, you have the only passport you have, Abnamisi form, is the color of your skin, and you being a Ghanaian. And nothing will be quite committed crime outsider. Abrofono, or about them so originally from.
Even if
even one naturalize your passport. When you committed crime, you need a profile. Yes, he's an American, but originally from Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria. Let me say, see if the Nigerians have built businessmen, we can also build our businessmen. And make no mistake, me say, the situation we have in this country today, it's been created by rhetorics ne kasani bia ye kan ya and ne businessmen ni bin pokra no or ye program pokra na osuro se esan aban we na wosunti no wadanfo bin pokra na one na konakra na one na sign pen ontimi frɛ because say ye better again inti vondi and not the mummy nyai and me I keep saying me say I don't doubt the capacity of engineers and planners but then a ye kasano and then what done even though they are doing well, people are not seeing the fact that they are competent, but they are viewing it from the fact say Nini I am Mampeni. Sabi Unyania Srobo Kotokron Castro. You can get some favors. I'm not saying he is or is not, but it's only natural. Because Unya de Okon wa umbuki appointment. And come on between Aquacodino, bet me a D. Kama. And also you cannot have a brother Unya. Sabi unye bibi na beka che ne say ya but that doesn't mean the president too no he won't be minded by the fact say oman nyina na hye ne sa me say under NPP Ibrahim did business under President Kufuor under President Kufuor he did business but NDC for tag businessmen be no more connected to them say your state capture your family and friends your better airtime with UTV me a show one day. Okay. Over to you, Jolati.
Yo, Matt.
I said,
wait, there's some amount of time.
Oh, so we know one moment time because opposition Yankasa you tune one.
I said, Minia, Honorable Samia will cook in your own. And can they answer? Nancy, oh, woman, me and Yasa Casano Cano, then soon so papa, a brand one in our bam. And Cabra ya sa sedu agongo say sa na okan ya ebra nanka opening UT bank ye collapsing the bank ebra na Unibank Dufour bank ye ne sa no se sa tam nanka afutu we ba ya dan so ye kuyenim anka boy. Is it we saw situations in this country that were so horrible, absolutely horrible. Abraham Mahame ya person opinion in hini mines, bauxite. Yet the politics shemwa kasi ya the commerce no hydro for. A dear faswapa ni enye free sino hydro for. Sin says and kayeni ayen Abraham nanka so mua. A dear faswa ni enye free sino hydro for. Enti no se foot away from me amenu ho ba I think say ya the papa see nyina be sum ya ku yenim no obi a businessman ye hu so a businessman na de me ngonga to de bia na me sere ne say ya me no mentimi emfa me suban nsie oba mra hye bedwemu a na se camera ne free so a na wo hwe dia MPP ne NDC for tia ujine chire na wo kuntokwa se wo sade ne be obesu ama wo
okay the camera ne da so de
but ya ba bontin ya ba bontin ni eti se de sabi ya tamfo ma ne broso enti sanso menti me hide say enti
na efe kwa committee of the whole
committee of the whole
there on your panel bia media phone ho bia no ntene ye aye ho
na edrusu a
didi ye ho komo majority tim court na minority
say no the committee of the whole
ye ntemu asem
ya ka ye ntemu asem
akokonsan for UTV na mu peace any ho
obi any ho enti ya na ewie na ye kwa baabi look eno bi na ekoye me a me mfa me feed me nukra ya nukra bebia me gina bia na o ka say me koka say
untam kese na
aniti no afutuo wo ya abei the gini say afutuo pa
no mo so pa no ono adoso
na unim o sa asem ntam kese ye moso mienu na unim baby unfortunately there were people in the NDC who are serious friends of such people and I was shocked. Serious friends even with businesses with such people, such individuals of the NPP. And I was like, yeah banku kuamua ye say name camera beto yeso a yan kan no kranchra ye ho o man be ne pese ye I felt so bad, but you see amame unu say politics mo no nya no kran nyina na ye ka intimidation there. Look, Ibrahim Mahama me vondi amiti he ade ba ko amenti ase ne say ye sha ase say ye to agudie wo Ghana ha no na me nana obetra brempo anja twefo awo me papa wo brempo anja ansa ne ye wo me brempo anja ne ye nya nwo no ye to agudie saa besi enne bra wuku enti ye pa kire se ye nya Ghana ni a wo betimi atutu fom ehu se aboba hye ha no wakoblast aboba na asa aboba na abagu adikanika omiayam ayi gold no agese ye kofa new modfo ni ade nyina abatutu gold ni ebia abadi royalty ho nkomo ade ade ye ho yi ukwa Britain na de ntia pound sterling no na ho de nwoso kase ene se wo mo gold reserve kakaraka ti gold no eye sika mu a obi ba kire se ye kasa me wo sika enya me sika eye gold na me wo no yi bi a kire it gold eye sika oti ase adena Ghana for yenia yentimi ntu ya gold seseti number 2 winim se ebefa brochirefo anase amanonifo abaye adwuma ne mpoa. Do you know one idea I think say ye ebebo ayen no yenia yemfa ye sika yenya exploration geological services na exploration bibia yenya ye data ye report edaho kwabrane free baby ba so obetu go na mesi masa area we nyina no ya ye ho studies dia ewo mu ni enti ye wie report ni ni wo pese wo betu a ye die wo mu 50% wo so die wo mu 50% wo pe abrana betu menua ba menda nyame asese anya kura no yenya ye nipa ba kwa ye friend Ibrahim Mahama o ye Ghana ni ya wo koso mines ba kom so obe mine me hwe kwan se enipa ni bi beba be ka ho so ye NDC ana MPP once wo ye Ghana ni no me hwe kwan se ebi mu beba be ka ho na onim gold na ehye for mo no ye not enya renewable kire se enya ade ati se ewia oti ase inti utu a na asa esa na asa ne ye gudie no sa na esa no ye nyanya ho mfaso Ghana ha ewurade na ye yadomu a wode His Excellency Mahama abeche yen ne ye bie gold board a abrante ya nadwene ye adwuma no ye smart Sami Jemfi ukase obi a nadwene mo da ho no nim nyansa uyi Sami Jemfi a wan hwe asem beto ba konso ni honorable finance minister Dr. Atufosen, very smart young man. Damia dum na mia mebra penny Bank of Ghana governor esia maka ho ni ye boy His Excellency Mahama ni manage gold board eno na ama Ghana se say no tie
wabo governor wabo same eno wabo ato yen time na mo bo gabi kenofrata ne ibede atu am from Shadrach Meshach ni Abednego so won wutu bai
be pacho mebo Messi se no won say Ukraine war no eda ho akoso ana bomb no muguso etu bomb no mebo a enekura no okuni ni nankasa sorry di ne ho agimu a America, the biggest and the most important economy in the world, like it or not. Oni Iran, and they see near Israel aka ho. and a countries a ye tutu bomb ko ho nyina nanso Ghana sika no agina na ho ode nso meboa wonim de entia aye adwene kase a ye de bu o man ye a ame yetimi abie gold border aso ye sika samu a aso mo amana gina pempan ya we don't engage in profligacy of expenditure.
Last week, the governor of the Bank of Ghana addressed the press
and was say
it's likely to have an impact.
It is likely. Listen, Mamika said,
Senebeya,
Mamika said,
Mamika Kotu.
Mamika said,
Mamika Kotu ye.
Mamika said, and then Akuya Akosin in Puno. She baby a petrol bo. Nanka dollar no da 1 or 23 cedi per 23 cedi to $1. Nka we ya petrol bo no be ye saying. Enti na me kire say. Me dem radio say ene yanya Ghana
na dollar here 23 cedis to
yanya Ghana ni a Ewrade adom yanya Ghana ni a wo be so gold mu a wo ye mining kase. Me mpa e bone say ye benye bi aka ho. Na ebere beba kakra no yeni abedi ye gold ni ye tutu ya de gold tuo ne nya den ohere gold tuo no enye den
forward so mo amanyofo na ese mo sesa mo kasa
famaro ko bi odi ye be kwa kwotena janchen what me waka ni nyina tu betwa ai politics nyina tu betwa adan ne yenka no kora nkire ye ho wabra ye ti ase ye David ase se brebe ba ye no ye tata Ghana businessmen asedu agongomo o hwe dufuo mo enken na hwe bank of your friend is Unibank ejuma pudru a wo ma create nso ye gu no adan ya NDC ni ebribi beba afutu ya menu abra agukudi maye ye nyina be fa afutuo no so o ye NDC ni so o ye MPP ni de bia me wo ho a na mani age se ye frɛ obi Kwame despite what na shase ya tesan de na bibia wa bedri na shase te san e sha me nkran sa me so ayawu ma akurasi tu no sa me bɔ me ho modern du ne kura ma Ewrade a daachi bi me daachi be yeye e sha me nkran ma me hu no se wa shase ye kitu akura na we ye Ghana ni mpo a betimi ama wo ho memem so wo ka se hwe Ibrahim Mahama mo sabe na shase te san wo hwe woni e wa kase die no wonyina won shase nkomo a betimi ni wa abɔ eni nti Ghana fo ne ye hwe se ye bedwuma be yeye eno de bama Ghana yeye no obi eni wo fra brochi baba betu gold wa beja gold no aho wo de bekɔ ani ti mesre se de futu e de amei so ye Ghana ni nti so NDC ni o wo ye MPP ni o ye mua na dwuma nkoso na ye Ghana dwuma ho asem ana ye ka ti nyame nhira Ibrahim na dwuma no enkoso a enye yie medase
yo doc
yes aba I'm saying many anom ne omo kan e manage say omo take one common position. Ni nyane say ye nya ajapade bi na ye de ma ofie ni a eboa. Ye nhwe mu say China de ama China etumpon pa ba ko ne say aban ne sheda ebo companies ni bi kutupa na ebo machidom e mo funding direct to the regions are omunko.
Yes.
No ma anti construction ni ade a hu ni say build and roads ni ade omu ye no. Eboa ma eye omamufo no ensanya sika anansa kan sika. No mo asan de ahye o economy ni na abumi ama ezi a de na ka China de. Anko ne say US omo rocky shoulders. There was intentional position abana eteki. Yes, you say a whole day. Acquire one direction in terms of government. I had a NDC or NPP. Now, not there, you say, oh, say, Uti Minia Casasia. Na or Chema could say, oh, Ibrahim Mahama. I need to say, a contract, no, and I say, a good day to no Bemano. Me pet near Obonifen consistency. In general, Boku, and may a dabnada.
March 24th, March 2026.
No, yen to me say, Sabiano, ye fita. Not you know, I will fita, yen to say fita. Say it to ma, a tuntum. It shouldn't take, say, me were NDC, and I'm one people in Tino, ɛyɛ fitaa koraa me se chinchina ɛyɛ tuntum ana ɛyɛ tuntum a me se chinchina ɛyɛ fitaa ɛno na ɛkɔbasa na nea ɔsɛ no fata sɛ ebi koraa na sɛ de ɛkan mining ne ade a ɛnyɛ mining kwan so koraa na ɛsɛ ɛhwɛ o ɛnyɛ mining sector hɔ no kwan ɔno abɔmɔdi mesrɛ mu a sɛ yɛyɛ na yɛaboa ɛyɛ Ghanafoɔ businessmen and women ama wɔn atumi agyina wɔn na gyina economies ɛwɔ global level nyinaa no struggle koraa na because ɛyɛ ne ankasa economic activities ne ade no ɛbu ne ade nti ɛbɛboa ma the stability no be there nti ankɔyɛ sɛ NDC ni ɛna NPP ni na ne ɛtɔ so bi yɛ mu no mo yɛn hyɛ no sɛ we ɛyɛ mining sector bisa wɔn sɛ for the past 50 years or so yɛn yɛtutu gold ne ade a ɛmɔfo na ɛlindi no yɛn ya asɔman no capacity no so yɛ build it to what extent on say here no at least engineers and planners wɔn no mpanyinfoɔ sɛ amfɔ na kyɛn nto aso wɔn ayɛ bi yɛhwɛ wɔn nyuma wɔn yɛ yɛn sɛ mpa adwuma wɔn yɛ no ɛho yɛ dɛ etwa na yɛn mu sɛ wɔn sɛ ɛkɔba that same sector na company sɛn dodoɔ sɛn na ebetumi aka sɛ wɔn mu nso wɔ ahoɔden to that level na wɔn betumi aman ne and you know as a man you start and you develop towards it near training for anka even as of now call SHS any part of door in agri program on say I find so the make up engineering make up there a bed wama everyday problems I want as a man a bit me as of we are not even putting any price on it or premium on it it can be saying we bought obi achi and I say about kutupa anya bia so I'm now person okoya agree okay that's fine you be show from SHS to university na wono say no a bundle and all that question we ba you say bra oba fabeboa in this direction or that direction na enquire say even your investment in human capital no once you share the comprehensive framework bia be training your human capital and also access to education access to education in what direction well, we should be purposeful and direct a decision for them by funding. Once NDC Ababa also first year university a free. But we can also repackage the same so person this and that program in the next 5 years. Ye perform be mining, ye perform be agri, perform be manufacturing this and that. Ye be na human capital na say the technical expertise na. And only ye fundo. Now wako 5 years later you come back to us on say China for no ba come here and be no omutimi send them for US and all that on the technology no in a way they started adopting it from the US back China abaye mama say okay yeah come and establish your company here but for Chinese for them and no money adwuma then what we need for the technical technology transfer we don't so much skills no over the period say if we should read history Chinese for more product quality near that than not from pick from maybe at 25 years or 30 years ago but this time they supply goods to Canada Europe US in fact my call baby is a Walmart or Qatar there over here no na a year boma a US and out there no and so it's made in China so intentional steps are buying a taking here baby no in terms of technology in terms of manufacturing and all that they are there and in the next 5 years in the next 10 years are we even going to get more engineers and planners or also work that capacity to enter into that mining sector now the mining sector also to China other sectors now even transportation companies saying and investments saying so any area in that direction now ebeboama so NDC new NPP new ubenya adwuma now there's one aspect I say you share na no so here come on say your Ghanaian companies edos one and they ubuza say there's a disconnection between industry and academia the point is that companies normally are here now students in science na universities training them out and now training them in the course of a particular academic year companies no here fan a betimi students na call normal choir even internship no mo dey asua ne omo ye wo school mu no omo dey asua ho ade companies name there and also and more companies sometimes they won't even take you for internship because of be a trade security they don't pick you but in Kenya small medium enterprises now then big ones a lot of them in the system at least they can integrate this into their plans now so every year be students 500 to come and do internship here you be at this manufacturing company here or this mining company here or be here engineering KNUST the whole now is in the classroom. Now we're practical, I don't know, we have baked. Into Obekona training all over the place. One guy be KTI, or can I say and that is actually pathetic, and it's a total reflection of what is happening in the country. Or say, or company not in the age man, or be baho, new recruit, or also. I could school kakra and all that. And the cars uncle fat a certain to be emra. And no more I say almost storeroom and all that. Or see Nipano Koya what chair or mother. Adean or Koya Nipano Adiana is uncle fan quiet than any more a ban or cry, but and I'm so on shed them practical or hands on a year. I don't know who book keke. A dan and check out they were to the making and say as a man or yamomodi. Yes, MPP and this or my jet to say. Se nipa no se no fata se de ma no ye mo mu nyina chidom so we ndc ni o ye MPP ni o na mom no nim oboni fe be conflict of interest so onim pa say we asame en qualify or no the best out of a lot now because of connection no want na say mfama na onim say bondi qualify na say mfama na eno de na wo bo man no is not the best and nipa no qualify or he is fit for purpose there. And that is fine. And then I say party colors be because in any case, NDC ban one fat mining and I say go be a man chef and NPP bans or for mining and I go be a chef baby. A manager party. The manager party in say ye interest in no near bebra among mine and cost why they ejina na akwanim.
Okay, mame and that was a pa. Namping for ye de enkomodie no ebe but with the 1 minute
obekwa de menfanka amano
no we dey pay up
but the initiative about my constituency a friend ofie market
okay
na me fear say last year March na me na normal am wo be pon so na me nka me krom kasa no montemase na normal am wo be pon so amano krom hene osi na osim kwatia ene nempanyin omo mayen baby and Presbyterian Church of Ghana wo ho so the ofie market here the last Saturday of every month. Now it's March to December.
Okay.
Until this year, the first edition of the Ofie Market 2026, this Saturday, the 28th of March. Now, yebeye wa monochrome their backgrounds. So, ono benya fresh and organic products at the farmers directly, on beba beton the consumers.
Okay.
Now, my more UTV, Abasone, other stations are mobile. Last year, December, which was the last one for 2025. I recorded over 8,500 people coming to buy the local produce. And also, Boama, Ekrafununya Sikaso Social Wonkotokum. Into where they are 2 years after Obibia, into and yes, Obano, Obesha MP Sememetano. Yes, so near Mana Bidigano. And then, and our kids' playground. Nkofodi omomaba eya omoso no bonso omoso di agro hokama
it's safe
then it's also in conjunction with security for no now market coincidence to make sure say nyama ne bo no firm and once you are dealing with the farmers directly all kinds of things then health screening too alongside and the last Saturday of every month mama mo Mickey darling about so no ye PRO for the Ofie market the Mickey the triple quadruple darling it's a makan for nana ma fe ni chido so no so fi show
okay.
And the Ofie Market, the first edition for 2026 is this Saturday.
Coming Saturday.
6 a.m.
Okay.
At a monochrome their backgrounds.
Okay.
At 12 till 5 p.m. And no more Bobby be happy. And away Easter edition. So they were to turn him and I connect careful to your scout.
Baby, I made Dennis say born war from Tin. Yes, we took a free kind of
the tone down. No, but mania, I did better I can have 50 cities. We no 30 cities. Because the farmers now do my dear bar. In fact, about pepper say we be the water region there. And about last time say me home a fresh fish and I don't defeat OT and all. Even though for the constituency and for Abeja to man is into the mom farm Easter sikani be ma. Bondi
Okay. Honorable Ndimi, so 1 minute if we want.
So say Saturday.
Saturday.
One day they say over to our constituency.
I'm
for the palm oil fino.
Yeah, say a hundred palm oil.
Palm oil, yes. I was saying for the palm oil fever.
It's one of the areas.
I'm about to a bomb home by come. You move on the special security.
All right, that's fine. I mean, that's a good initiative. So, or you bring some money concert. I think it's a very good one, and we should all learn from it. I think the we are landmark net, you know, be porno, you know, there can be a lot of things there, you know, a lot of tourist attraction. No who me heard that man can't find him anymore. Man can't find him
I need to know. Only have my name PC and these communication officer. I think Bost. On a corporate communication. Also, if you consider, we see any mommy weekend. Any PC me out. Yeah, another very good spirit.
I mean, that thing is a very painful moment, you know.
But one day, any painful. A camera is so bones.
We see a woman, very painful. Baba Bonesa.
Sape Pepe.
Mekabra, Missy, the only be our I did whatever it is, whatever money and all that. How to build a whole house is a good idea, but you know, but a very painful moment in in fact, I did about one best mechanism.
I hope saying your politics.
Opportunities keep coming, and I think say a member we should take advantage of it. Bibi boni be a besibiano. Our business opportunity around it. One says say about Burkina Faso omo me and fire tomatoes.
Yeah, embabio.
So be to me jiasa say I buy 100 acres in Pukeke. No to me dua tomatoes year on. In few weeks, few months, few years to come, or be a billionaire. And I think that we should take opportunities, advantages of things like this. A bit is an onion, and those kind of things, you know. Making will be starting here, there. You know, so be dry tomatoes, papa, or no, na yakasi yaji tomatoes, or no, ni ebony di organa. You know, I think, say, and as I say, also, no, a buying way, no, will be in our promise, will be when you are into farming and mebuno. Eric is my very good brother, you know, Honorable Agric Minister. I think, sir, we'll be able to take that initiative, you know, we should be able to help. Okay. I don't see why accommodate it's a say you want to torso. You rather swap boy, my office back who are salam down. Body, if you want to you'll be shocked. Baby, all the BBC Biano, Taden accommodate, and no. Yeah, I'm sorry. Me also make a home. I will go into agriculture, and I'm already even in it. So that you know we'll be able to get out of this quagmire.
Okay, that's it. Doc.
Yes, I'm. I think the proposal made the Bema Bano and my friend farm village. Oh, say utie tomatoes. Sa issue by union be a whole kind of idea. Utie the supply chain na who say a memoir near the SSR Homoko, a boom homo Santos, no, a free room ho, a boom homo among the best sortie and all that. If foul feed me, I'm maybe Ghana and a domokoye. Okay, there can be a PP, a public private partnership. A bit me, I develop a certain infrastructure, not irrigation system and all that. The lighting near the internet near the alcohol. You perceive you movie the beauty of the city to the village in terms of having access to some basic things like light, internet, and all that. Then the panel or call a share a baby. There's a vast space. We have the irrigation system. Now you're making sure say, okay, in the next 2 years, you say every 2-3 months, you planted this number of tomatoes. Now you harvested this quantity. Now you supply to this entity or that entity. The supply chain system, we should structure it so well, and we should be intentional about it, so that there will be omukwana omunye adwuma bia omotete manchane ade sebe obo ko de no ho efa no bone muni ade no onim say there is a park somewhere or a hub somewhere okohwa laborers are in need. Here almost say omba ombe tomatoes ombe say and all that. We should be very intentional about all these things. Me cha me ma me penny akwa bravo dance. Me das.
Me so me das pa me das nyame onsha ono nyoke say. Ono go little angel also the saying. Yohana.
Mame abna jemfua.
Ewuku. Wow. And any birthday. Also a Tuesday born so.
The Tuesday.
Hey. Oh, you're so special because March borns they are special.
And the next to me mame also the abna jemfua.
I see.
And a market jemfua so the next to mame
abna.
Yes. Omuna so yeah tough cookies.
Oh.
I mean market so markets jemfua so national organizer.
You want to catch and say wishing away. I mean,
me Tuesday.
And now,
say na na YouTube mo dem share Tuesday. Na say mo so mo share that. I'm the baba na mo be me cheap propaganda on the background. Na say mo be pass mama.
Me we say the missing count. Una oka. Na wo buy una wo tete ona bovondi. We nko ade. Maybe more can be a man.
Who position on the bimda?
Because I'm a neighbor.
Position say unanimous sexy.
Constituency Councillor Dr. Frank Enchi, Senior Lecturer of Pentecost University, Honorable David T. Devon D, a Member of Parliament, Emma Chief Watimonkwa Constituency, and paying for me Damasepa, woman in the I say okay, I was a wonderful video. Maudama May 18 free horn, Mabel for Ripoku, Mrs. And I said, Mrs. Mabel Grant of Ridge Hospital, ONG Department, precisely postnatal ward, and a wawoda in tea, any madonia do phone, which my phone and I say, Omoma, happy birthday. So a glorious birthday to Prophet Francis Kofi Annan, General Overseer, Emma, Realities of Haven Ministry International. It's on behalf of the entire congregation. Was I remain now say a prophet Francis Kofi Annan omoma happy birthday. Nyame won show na wonyo kese no nso wonkwa ennem nso. Na we die minim say foreign affairs ministry omo ente ya ma menkai wo mo. Me nephew Cuba. Na enrechi eno frame we no sign send a message say womo enya blackout for 3 days. Na omunya connection bia na afei na wanya connection let say I mean internet or whatever na teko na we ye no de to aso say president omu president atu just or Cuba president atu just say womunya aware of possible attack from US na womunim as in when na attack no ebeba no one make say South Africa for South African students or more honum nyina de wo master asia ye be form e de o makọ which is enra no e no mo sha students ni nyina make us no final year ye de wo mo e ko na me bisa na senti o mo no mateden o se embassy na wo honum ne de enka hwe me ba na ye Ghana ha sei na o mo enka hwe mo fa hwe ento mo ntie sem empemfo se bia you know mate na bia mo take decision be immediately na mo sha se man komo enkoso se de be ya de hye na o mo so wo honum no obi nkasa asemomra asemba o mo so betimi enya bambo bi na quickly na mo betimi intervene de ama wo mo nti we de misrepa or final year because of that no na graduation we see many more se meko but say no omunnim omo fate mpo nti me sempem for me sorry so ma me fa aseda kese ma the entire crew we chigina pa amode abome wa wo fi a wo jebra wo hye so aseda kese pa eye wo de mamenda awofa ase said the abeja for buy or more come for me no my Ghana ni mapa heritage month e deeper and can come me dini ye papa but me dia so me we pay dia awofa da roma ma ho fa nyina wono anyway siti wo pe bi ato a wonsiesie wo on rente wo pe bi ato a ahenie ho ne me nyina kente empaboa enkonya chinye bibia oton ewo hon mo despite media bonsai no from one or friend 0204 366774 0204 366774 eno ene awofa number enti me yimpa ye ma nyame tutu wana mo nsi ye why bia wo kwedi wo ha obebre no nyame ntwe won san wo hya won san no adwuma so se de bia dane da wo de na seda ebe ma no domfo hu ye mobo ode ocha dom ya Adekye Nsroma ewo ho ma mo sonfo abenachi watching and I'm going to say